Hello and welcome to the Don't Mess This Up podcast. I am your host, Sam, a recovering type A perfectionist, people pleaser that chats with like-minded friends about navigating business, life, and love. We are talking about how we navigate the twists and turns of everyday life, how we can make things a little bit easier for ourselves, and how we manage relationships as a type A people pleaser type of person. This is one of our first episodes and I am so excited to dive into this one because we are talking about daily life automations and optimizations. I am, as a type A person normally is, a person who is very interested in being as efficient as possible. And that means that I have created a lot of little things that save me time and make it easier for me to go about my day with minimal effort, but still almost extreme excellence. Because that's how we are, that's how we function, and that's what's important to us. And I have made it my job to do this for other people, for coaches and course creators. I help them with automations and optimizing their business and their back-end systems and making sure that their team is organized and efficient and has everything that they need. So this has not only become a huge part of my personal life, but also my professional life. So I'm going to talk about the things that I just do on a daily basis. Some of these will relate to business, but a lot of them will really just be life-based. And we're just going to chat through what I do to make my life a little bit easier and flow faster. I am the person that routes their entire errand run to make sure that I am hitting the furthest place first and then coming back and making sure that everything flows properly. So a lot of these will kind of be in line with people who think similarly to me in that way. First things first though, if you love this episode and you want to hear more, be sure to subscribe, follow, whatever the button says where you're listening to this or watching this, as I am recording this for the YouTubes. If you are listening, watching, subscribe, follow, whatever the button is to make sure that you get the updates when I share more valuable tips for you all. And if you would be so kind, I would love if you left a review if you are loving what you're listening to or it has helped you in any way. Always super helpful and always supportive for these fun little ventures that we do. So let's dive into it. A lot of you have probably used this specific service before, and I don't know if everybody uses it the way that I use it, and I would say it's like my number one. We even have a subscription at this point because it's just worth it for the reduction in fees, but it's Instacart. So I use this on a weekly basis. And like I said, we have the subscription to it at this point. I think I even have like some sort of discount code just for having an account that I can leave in the description of wherever you are viewing or listening to this. But if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend. Like, I got an email that I've saved 30 hours over the last couple of months by not going grocery shopping. And I honestly think it's more than that because I am one of those people, as efficient as I am, when I land myself in a grocery store, I could wander around there for hours just picking out all the new selections that they have, trying the new foods. I could spend a lot of time in there. Grocery stores excite me for whatever reason, as long as they're organized. Anyway, I could put all the new things in my cart and just have the best time in the grocery store. So I guarantee it saved me more time than that because I think they just base it on your average in and out shopper. And I am not one of them. So that has saved me a ton of time. And it's also saved us money, I am positive of, because like I said, I just see new stuff and I throw it in my cart and I'm like, this sounds great. Let's try it all. just like hand across the shelf, dumping into cart. So I'm sure it saved us a bunch more money than it says on there as well, but I think it says that it saved like over $100 just based on their like standard calculation. So not only is it good for time saving, if you're having a busy day or like you just don't have time to hit the store before you get home to the kids or your husband or whatever, your partner, you can have the food delivered to you and just make it so super easy on yourself and not stress about it. The other part that I use this for, which I was saying, I don't think everybody uses it the same way I do. People don't think like this, and because of my health coaching background, I think like this. But I use it on vacation too. A lot of times we will get an Airbnb, and for that reason, we will have a kitchen. And we'll be able to get food ordered in, which again saves money even though we love eating out. It's sometimes nice to have like breakfast on hand or snacks or whatever. I will set the delivery either while I'm on the plane or we're in the Uber on the way there, get everyone's orders, and we'll have it Instacart delivered. They will even do alcohol if you're into drinking. Somebody just has to be there when they get there to deliver the alcohol, and they check your ID and all that good stuff. But you don't have to go to the grocery store. Like, don't waste time when you're at your vacation destination and you just want to get into it and have a good time. You don't need to waste time going to the grocery store. I'm sure you could even have it delivered to a hotel if you're just ordering snacks and stuff too. But if you're like me, you go on beach vacations, I just want to get to the beach right away. I don't want to waste any time going to the grocery store. So that's what I do almost every single time. And I've also done it like when I'm going to visit like family or something, and I know they're not necessarily going to have foods that make the most sense for me for whatever phase I'm in. I eat a lot of protein, and that's not always a focus in most households. So I take care of myself. I will order whatever I need to order from Instacart, or if there's a different local food delivery, grocery store delivery service, I will use that. We also do it when we're on our way home from vacation. So a lot of times people run into the issue of they'll just eat a bunch of junk for the week after that they get home from their vacation because they don't have time to grocery shop and they're jumping back into work. I, again, order the stuff on the plane. It's at our door when we get home. No need to stress or worry about needing to go to the grocery store and get yourself set up for the week. And it's so easy. Like, I'm really veering into like health, my health coach mind right now, but you don't even have to, like, I know a lot of times when you come home from a trip, you don't want to make food, but you don't have to. You can order things like rotisserie chicken, like pre-cooked stuff, frozen stuff that you just heat up. It's super easy, and you can order frozen vegetables. It's not hard to eat healthy while getting easy, quick stuff. So don't think that just because you're ordering from a grocery store, it doesn't mean you're gonna have to put a bunch of time into cooking something when you get home and you don't feel like it. So that is a huge, huge automation. I consider it an automation, and you can automate it where you set up orders that it automatically sets every single week for you. So you can make it super automated. I personally don't do that. I like to change things up, but you can do that. And that's like one of my number one life automations. I have a lot of these and I don't want this podcast to be forever. We're already at 10 minutes and I only talked about one. So I might group some of these together, but I'm gonna get you as much as I can in as little amount of time. But I go off on tangents at times because I get excited about this stuff and saving time. All right, next, Alexa. This kind of goes in hand with the Instacart, with the grocery list. Oh no, she's listening to me. Please don't say anything.
Sorry, what did you say?
Of course she does. I'm not going to say it anymore, but you know who I'm talking about, that little computer thing that answers all your questions when you don't need it to. We use her for our grocery list, so we'll just say her name, and then we will say add this to the grocery list, add that to the grocery list, and then we have the apps on our phones, and if we do go to the grocery store or if we're doing our Instacart order, we can just look at that list. Instead of like having a paper list that you all need to write down, you can just say it anywhere in the house. You can even do it on your phone. Like I said, there's the app, but the grocery list is wherever you need it, and you can make multiple different kinds of lists. We've made them for like trips that we're going on and all kinds of various stuff. You just have to tell her which list you want it to go on. We've also used her for cleaning schedules as well. There is a specific app. I would have to look it up. If I'm not going to do it right this moment because that'll take forever and a year. If I pull it up, I will put it in the description of wherever you're listening or watching this. But there is an app where you can set up, you can assign certain people to chores, and you can set certain days for them, and she'll like remind you at certain times of the day, and she'll say whoever's name is responsible for it. We've done that before, and that is pretty nice and helpful and like a good kick in the pants to get your chores done. But there's a lot of ways that you can use her, and I'm sure I don't even use her to the full extent. So most people have it. If you don't, it's a great tool. We have too many for the size of our household. Like all of them tend to answer at once because we've just collected them over the years, and like they've gotten progressively better. So we've just kept them all, and so we use them. Oh, we also use it to set our alarm at night. So like, yes, we could walk to where the alarm thing is and beep boop the numbers, but we can also just say her name and then say set the alarm, and she'll do it for us. You can also use it to unarm the house and all of that. So we have a Nest too, and I think we can use it with that. I just don't I don't really adjust our temperature very much because it's not that big of a deal to me. But I think you can use it with your Nest thermostat too. I'm like 99% sure. That actually rolls perfectly into my next one. I wasn't even looking at my list, but the next one on my list is a Nest thermostat, and you can use it with the tool that I was just talking about, or you can also set to certain ranges when you're in and out of the house, so it tracks the people in your house, their phone, and it will adjust to have more eco-friendly levels when you are not in your home. And that's energy saving, that's money saving, and we love that. So that is something that we have set up. It's really just as simple as that, and there's a bunch of different eco tools that you can set for certain times to be certain temperatures, and that's really, it's been really nice to have. Another thing, this has to do with our cat, Patrick Swayze. He is the sweetest boy, but he drives me insane sometimes. And there was a point where he was waking us up at 5 in the morning wanting to play, and we were like, this cannot keep happening. So we got him a cat toy off of Amazon that you just turn it on and it plays, it like spins something around, and he loves it. He has the best time with it. It's like a mouse under a blanket. He loves it, and it keeps him entertained for a little while. So that has been really useful when he wants to play with me in the middle of the day and I'm trying to do things like work. Also, if he gets a little feisty early in the morning, we will pop in and turn that on for him to make life a little bit easier. Next, we have Google Chrome profiles and bookmark folders. So this is more on the professional side. I mean, you could use this for personal too, but I guess if you have multiple people using the same computer. But for my clients specifically, I make different Google Chrome profiles. So it's like a different page that will pull up, and it's attached to different like email addresses. So in my work, I generally have access to my clients' email addresses in some way, shape, or form. So I will make separate profiles for that their specific work, and I will work in those profiles any time that I'm working on their specific work. And what's nice about it is when I am in that profile, it generally remembers sites like Stripe, or, you know, sites that normally require like two-factor authentication. It remembers that when I use the same browser, and that makes it really easy to get into, so I don't have to keep asking them for a code. So that is super helpful. You could do separate ones for like different types of searches you do if you want to do that, I guess, for personal. Also, bookmark folders. I can't really show on a podcast, but instead of just doing like bookmarks bar and like having a ton of different links up there, you can do folders and file all the important things that you use on a regular basis in those folders. And I do that for myself, my own business, and I do that for my clients, so I have easy access. I'm not having to type everything all the time. I can just go into like my admin folder, my clients folder, my marketing folder. Super easy to access. So it's not necessarily an automation, but it's an optimization on that one. Next is kind of in line again with business. I guess you could use this for personal, but I don't know what necessarily you would be using this for personal. But ManyChat is a automation source that you can use for, I mean, you can message people through it through Instagram and Facebook, but you can also use it for posts that you make, where if somebody comments something specific under the post or sends you a specific word in a DM, it will automatically send them a link, and then you can set up a whole workflow of things that happen after that. But instead of saying like, oh, click the link in my bio, because we all know, well, if you're in business, you know that saying link in bio somehow digs your little post into a hole that can never be found by anyone. I'm being a little dramatic, but saying link in bio is not very beneficial on most posting services. It tends to like think that you're selling something, and then it won't show it to as many people, is what we've heard. So trying not to say that. Instead, comments boost the flow of your post. And so if they're commenting and then they're also getting a link to whatever service you're providing, that not only makes it extremely easy for them, they don't have to click through your profile, and the less clicks we have, the more sales we make, right? So they don't have to click through all kinds of stuff. It delivers it right to them, and it also boosts your post because they're commenting on it. So that's a win-win. You can set it to automatically reply to the comments as well as another comment. So again, that's boosting your post. So that is a really beneficial site, and I loved using it so much. And the free version is pretty robust by itself. And I don't think that the paid version is very expensive, but highly recommend if you have a business that works through Instagram or Facebook. Another one is working with a coach. So as a coach myself, a health coach, I have learned very quickly that things that you want to be fixed get expedited so much faster when you work with somebody who knows what they're doing. Because they've made the mistakes that you don't want to make. Like, you can do it by yourself and make all the same mistakes, but it's going to take you extra long. If you can skip past that because they have all the experience that you don't have yet, why wouldn't you want to do that? So like, that's one of the biggest things I learned from being a coach. I've had a lot of coaches. I currently have a health coach. Even knowing how to do most of the stuff myself, it is so helpful to have that other person and have their experience and have that support. So if you are needing a coach of any form, I highly recommend it. There's some sketch ones out there though. So like, do your due diligence and make sure that you really look through what they've got to offer and check out testimonials and all of that. But if you find the right one, it can be life-changing. And that's kind of like a weird way of optimizing and automating your life, but it makes things way easier, I promise. Texting shortcut. Oh my gosh, I've done this before and I feel like not many people are aware of this on the iPhone. So we have the Shortcuts app, right? And I don't think very many people use it, but I haven't used it to its full capacity. I want to start looking into how to use it a bit better and a bit more, but I've used it when I'm one of those people where I will think, oh my gosh, I need to text this person. And then 10 minutes later, I'll completely forget. And then days will go by and here we are. But what I can do now, a lot of times what happens is, oh, this isn't the right time to text that person. Like, it's late at night for them. I have a lot of friends on the East Coast, so I don't want to text them late at night, especially if they have kids. I don't want them like waking up to like a stupid text from me. So, or for birthdays. This is really good for birthdays too. So I will set up an automation in the Shortcuts app where, like, at a certain time, send this specific person this text, and it will send it for me. And then I just go in and turn it off if it's not something I want to keep recurring. But I saw a really funny, I think it was a TikTok, where this guy set up an automation to like text his girlfriend good morning every morning at a certain time, so she would feel loved and he didn't have to try to remember to do it. So like, the thought's still there, right? But you can absolutely use it for those kinds of things, because I know, yes, I could say, oh, set a reminder to text this person, or I could just do it right then, set the automation, it'll text them, and then I'll just turn it off after and we'll have our conversation going at a time that's convenient for both of us. So that has been something that I don't think many people know about or use, and it's been pretty helpful in various situations, like I said, like birthdays and that kind of stuff, because it's not that you don't care, it's just like sometimes your brain doesn't work the way you want it to and you want to be better at that, and sometimes automation is there to help with that. Another one, Razor subscription. So I had a subscription to, oh god, which one is it? I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I am blinking right now. Let me just do a quick Googs here. Billy, oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yes, it was Billy Razors, and they, first of all, I love how the little sticky thing that they have that hangs on your shower, so it's not like sitting around somewhere getting all goopy, because we hate that. Also, they deliver them every couple months, so you don't have to worry about going to the store, getting new razor heads, all of that stuff. It just delivers them to you. And I know there's a bunch of different ones now, but that is the one that I've used. And you can also add on like shaving cream. I think they have like all kinds of random stuff now, like body wash and all that stuff. But having that set up has been helpful, because I hate going to the store for that stuff. It seems like you always get to your last one and you're like fighting through it and you keep forgetting to go and pick it up. So you can set it for, they ask you questions based on how often you shave or whatever, and they'll set you up with a timeline based on that. So definitely something to consider if that is something that you struggle to remember. Then, like, just overall general subscriptions, like for the cat, for supplements, I've set these up for my like recurring supplements, like multivitamin. I take a supplement for my eyes as well. And then also for cat food, cat litter, because those are all super important things that when you're in the rush of everyday life, you aren't always paying attention to, oh my gosh, we'll have to get more litter, and like setting it up on a subscription makes it so that you always have it available. And we travel a ton, so I always want to make sure that Patrick has food available for our house sitter, and having it on a subscription makes it so that I don't have to worry about that on top of everything else that I'm trying to get together for whatever the trip is, because I know if it's getting low, it's going to show up soon, at least while she's there, so she'll have it. So that has been incredible. Set up the subscriptions on recurring items that you need, because it will be a game changer for you, I promise. Then I think this is my last one for now. I might continue adding. Actually, I have another thing coming this weekend that's we're getting the litter robot. I'm super excited about it. I've automated tons of things with Patrick, and it just makes life so much easier, but that might be a different thing altogether. Anyway, I think this is my last one for now. We could probably do another episode down the line as I continue to add more automations into my life. But we've got Acorns. Acorns is an investing app. Also, none of these have been sponsored. I might like go through the websites and see if they have affiliate links that give you guys like discounts or something for, but I'm not like, I mean, obviously this podcast is brand new. I don't have like sponsorships right now. But I will give you as many links as I can that give you a discount or whatever. And those might like have an affiliate attached to it, just FYI. Anyway, Acorns, they take a little bit of money, like they will round up your receipts from your credit card charges and like deposit a certain amount every week into the account, and they invest it for you. So it's continuing to build on top of itself and make you more money. Now, of course, the more money you put in, the more you will get out of it. But I just have it set to like a little bit, and I think I have over $1,000 in there, and I've been doing it for like not super long, maybe like 6 months. And so that has been great because it happens in the background. I don't have to pay attention to it. It's just like $5 a week plus rounding up my receipts, and like I really don't notice it, and it's making me money in the background. Like truly, what's that thing that everybody talks about these days? Passive income. This is truly passive income. It's not a lot, but it's truly passive income. All those things like making an Etsy store, or you know, posting on Pinterest affiliate links and all that kind of stuff, that's not passive. You still put work into that. You still put a ton of work into that. So that makes it not passive. I hate the passive income trend right now. But this is truly passive. So set yourself up with that. Do I pay for it? I don't remember. If I do, it's very minimal, but I don't think I do. But it's been really helpful, and it's been surprising to see how much has actually grown from that. So set yourself up with that. Like I said, if I find any links through my accounts on these things, I will put them in the description of wherever you're experiencing this, and they might have affiliate for me attached to it, but I would appreciate the support, because you know, we're all out here trying to just live life, okay? I hope that you found these automations and optimizations helpful. Let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram at sam@woodco if you've used one of these, or if you're going to start using one of these. If you have any questions, I'm here, and I hope that you find these all super helpful and save you a ton of time so that you can go out and do the fun stuff, right? That's what we're here for. So I appreciate you listening to this episode, and I would love to hear what you would love to learn more about. I have quite a few ideas coming up, but I am always open to more ideas. So I will catch you in the next one.